more opportunities there are going to be for you in order to kind of not only reach out and contribute to other people, which that's good, but also have opportunity just to send you being in the right place at the right time. So I encourage you, build this community. It's free, we're doing it for you. One of the things that my business partner, almost 15 years now, Rob, as you guys know, the founder of the Grid and Kaza Group and so on and so forth, has a statement that I think is incredibly true and powerful and kind of connected to this, is that relationships will take you where money never could, right? Like, you guys know, you've seen your friend somehow got the stinking field passes at the college game. Like, dude, how the heck did you get up? Well, I knew a guy. So, like, it is the power of relationships and having that environments, purposeful environments, where you can kind of create, foster, nurture those relationships that we're trying to continue to create here. So, the more you contribute, the more everybody wins as well, of course. Awesome. Thank you all for putting in your name tags to make the networking a little bit easier. We have a system of color codes here, where blue is for beginners who don't feel particularly comfortable putting themselves in these under trainings yet. We have the 3 corners of any given deal, right? That's person who brings value by providing a deal, wholesalers, bird dogs, pearl farmers, anything like that. We've got your service providers who bring in experience, that could be a realtor, contractor, property manager, title company, different services that need to be involved. And then, of course, you have transaction coordinators. And then the person brings the money, right? So understanding what you bring to the table and what you don't, or what you prefer not to be responsible for, is a great way of figuring out who makes sense for you to learn from, right? Yellow, you learn from yellow because they may be in a different place in their life, where you exchange value, and who you can partner with, right? Yellow and yellow partnering may make less sense than maybe yellow and green partnering, right? And then finally, purple. Purple is just someone who has been around long enough that they know a lot of people and they can help connect people with who they listen to. Okay? Which brings us to our first breakout. What we would like to do is encourage you to introduce yourselves to people around you. Now, when we have a full room, we keep it to your table. That's a small room. I'm going to ask you to stand up, say your name, and give us a little elevator pitch on what it is, how we can help you, and how you can help us. So, for example, I'm Daniel, I'm a realtor. If you're a new investor, I can help walk you through your first deal from A to Z. That's how I can help you. And the way you can help me is to help me by bringing more people to this great next month. Okay. So, ma'am, we get you up to our first.
Hi, I'm Marnie. So I'm in here. This is not who I am. I'm a beginner. I didn't realize that. And I'm a nurse. And I would like to get into investing on real estate and everything. So I'm just here to see how it is. So if I can help you as a nurse, I'm here for you. As a realtor, I'll be asking questions.
As we go to the next person, I'm going to have you use the mic. The mic is not for in this room, it is for the live stream. It's kind of hear you guys. So sorry about that. I should not go fast. Sure. It's way over there. You won't let this go camera. We can hear you.
I'm Alexander. I'm a member of the Wholesale group. Go on both YouTube. You see Block Axolotl. Is here, is the guy. I have taken a step back and gone on full wholesaling. So there's a wholesaling subgroup there. I need a cash machine. And doing co-hosting only is not part of the plan. I have helped people with other grid meets. If you have an Airbnb, it's not where you want. Just help you out on that. And otherwise, if you're a buyer, I like it.
I also was many times I love the deal, so I graduated this morning. So confident in this action. I got to look at 50 houses each year. I become a good friend of my community, so I'm partnering on jobs, that's how I really do that as well. Yeah, this was all the time.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Coleman Bales. I'm always running for this first of all, at these events, learn more about real estate. So I'm just also a good chat with you. But yeah, we were learning about real estate, networks, wholesalers, and that's it. Look around the table as
you guys doing? Thanks for putting yourself. I'm also a wholesaler. I started out this year. My goal is to get to work with Wholesale, but I'm still building on the capital right now. Wholesale. And I'm wholesaler in Georgia.
Hi, my name is Jesse. I'm wearing yellow name tag, but I think I should have been wearing a purple one. So I've got just a couple of years of experience, but I kind of jumped into totally. I flipped, I'm working on new construction, and also wholesale. And I also have a couple of rental properties. I know how to do creative financing as well. So I'd love to help you guys with any of that and writing more deals. To lock down and also some more private money is also good.
I like that we have sitting tables and standing tables.
Hey everybody, I'm Dino. I'm a wholesaler. I do a lot of things. I don't really like to put scattered around that, but I'm willing to work with anybody who wants to do some work. And I work hard for finding opportunities for other people to work hard. So, for all the hard workers out there, just get some time.
Well, Brian, from a wholesaler, coming from an investment background, from a business background, having been in the wholesaling full time, and also so being here and making connections, this will be smarter and sharper at the wholesaling aspect of things. And I think what I'm able to help folks, connect folks, we learn now.
I'm Brent, I'm a broker. I will help investors who are always looking for good deals. So it's through after network and try to pick up some more deals. Hey everyone, today my name is David Tom. I am over there, but I'm looking to also be a wholesaler as well. In the area, so to learn, any skills and network with potential past buyers and figure out where to buy boxes or buy extra regions. Will be great like a long relationship with you guys and we want to know that the exact what you guys are looking for.
We're going to add our newest entrance in just who you are, what you're looking to accomplish from coming to something like this. What can we do to benefit you?
Hi, my name is Susan, and I'm an artist, and I guess I'm a free beginner.
I'm Roland Dennis, and I'm a contract support person. I'm also
Thanks for putting out that. Alright. So I want to encourage you guys when you're networking later today to ask these two questions when you're talking to someone. Go down to the bottom. Why haven't you done it yet? And who else do you want to meet? These are two great ways to uncover doubt between you and the person you're talking to. Right? Why haven't you done it yet? And then who else do you want to meet? That's a really great way to add value. Some of all it takes is nice to contact. Let's go through our sponsors. So first sponsor tonight is Self-Simple. They are also company, and by the way, they do training on wholesale on Monday. Feel free to join up if you would like to get some more practice, real with other people doing the thing. Is that the same training of teaching people how to make calls, or is that a different? I know that the same thing. Okay, good. Trying to talk about other sources, right? Tonight's topic is more about wholesaling in a broader sense. It's not strictly how to do it. We had an entire thing on that.
He also has backlog of videos.
Yes, he does.
That's what you expect to ask them, just get access to that.
So if any of you are trying to take a snapshot right now of the screen, right? I'll hold it for like 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Where do you guys
Online. He's based out of like the Shenandoah, Conroe area, but
I would be definitely just like.
Well, you guys follow them right here. I thought we were Manassas. I mean, our sponsors, correct me if I'm wrong, want to be called. Absolutely. Speaking of Coleman is very excellent what he does. I had a person on home back that Hillary Ray a month ago. I had another person who I gave them a choice. They had their own letter that they were writing. And then I said, well, you should at least interview Coleman. Decided not to interview Coleman, and a day before closing, their loan was denied. And I'm like, you should have gone with Coleman. Should have gone with him and keep on it. He could have tried to make it work for them. It was one day left. So definitely you want someone who's going to be a solution, not a problem. So,
And Coleman, you've already kind of stood up and shared a little bit about, in our first introduction. Is there anything else that you want to just kind of communicate as a sponsor?
yeah,
Grab that mic underneath. Yes.
Awesome. Great to see everybody. I was looking at this chapter, so I had a good time. Really good time. So yeah, like I said, mortgage lender here. I work primarily with primary residences, but happy to work with investors myself. I will run the properties that what's going on right now. So one exciting thing I'll throw out to you guys is starting a grant program in my company. So if anyone happens to be in the market for a primary residence, whether it's your first time or a repeat home buyer, you got a $15,000 grant program. So if you want to talk about that, just subject to certain income minimums and limits. But the requirements are a lot more lenient than some other programs out there. So,
One other question real quick, just before you go, for the investors, not the primary residents, for the investors, not the primary residents, what other area would you help investors?
so investment-wise, I'm happy to be conventional and all that long. That's going to be a great investment interest rate if you're looking for rental properties 100%. But you know, if you're looking to buy an LLC, or you already have 10 properties, investment properties that we for conventional loans, I mean DSCR loans, which are technically commercial loans, and based more so on property buying rather than your particular income credit situation, that's the big thing for investors. And then I don't do hard money myself. I've got a lot of connections to do with things that do hard money connections. I think,
and then beyond that, whenever I have someone who's doing sales, it's good to have them like that. It's the money guy that you call and they help walk you through what makes sense for you.
absolutely. And you like to study a lot.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it.
You mentioned hard money, so we have a hard money selected, so you fund it, so you what? Okay. Everybody needs to, by the way, in case you didn't have, call us over 5, 4, 3, all right, and then here is reward. So again, hard money, those of you who don't understand what hard money is, hard money is when you base the loan off the asset instead of the borrower. And so, as an example, the loan for rental property, we want to make sure that it has enough rent to cover the debt. All right, then we have Mr. Thomas Price, we call him property manager. So if you need someone to manage the long-term property, we have a property manager.
Two things that Thomas provides are, of course, the management, which is just making it much more passive as a long-term rental, but then not for short-term but for long-term rentals. And then also, if you have a rental property, you want to manage it yourself, if you want somebody to help you acquire tenants, vet tenants, what's the word, background checks, all that kinds of stuff. He will do that and then manage their own properties.
Speaking of which, before we keep going, we got 2 people that stuck in. Can we get the mic over again?
You may.
So if you could just introduce yourself to the group, and say kind of how you can help them and how we can help you.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Megel today. Owner of R&D Plumbing, service known in the area, of course. If you know, who's actually homes or debt investors, we definitely help you guys when it comes to the plumbing portion or home flips. Your realtor, of course, can also help your clients as well. Right? And I also want to learn. I want to see how I can invest my money from my business into, property myself. So, I'm also here to learn. I'm also here to help. So, if you guys have any questions, here, sir. Thank you.
Everybody, I'm Tyler, the area real estate with
southernmost agent on our team. I would start right now. Road staffer. Part of my main lead gen is property, so I do come across all kinds of properties all the time. So I'm going to about anywhere I can. And yeah, if you guys are looking to invest in the Fredericksburg spots in the area, which is obviously a little bit more charter rich environment based on just kind of like what's going on up here with the cost and so on, these are great places.
Is there any Canada is like one of the top spots for Airbnb in the country?
That sounds right. I took a listen to zip codes. I don't know. I didn't memorize them. But Canada sounds good. Yeah. Where?
And they can, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we're like one of the top areas.
Ask me a little bit. I think it was a little bit propaganda as opposed to reality. There's a whole background story behind what Louisa County was trying to do in terms of raising tax revenues. I'll come at that. Real quick promotion. Yes, sir. Jose has got an endorsement here. Dennis actually got his hot water heater installed by this. Already, one review, 5 stars.
All right, moving on to the sponsors, we also have construction. There's Mark back in construction, so if you need someone to help you further, you can also help you out. And of course, for all your realtor needs, we would love to put you in a position. Matt, so Matt, want to tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, I'm a real estate agent and investor. I own one short-term rental. Again, I just talked about trying to pay for itself. And five long-term rentals, and my primary residence is Gainesville. That's where I live, work, play. For something that I'd be looking for, if you know of anybody that's a real estate agent that wants to have a successful career in that space, they love the business, but they just don't love what the business is providing them, I would like to take them out to lunch and just get to know a little bit about what they're trying to build. Because I'm building my team. Dan is a member of my team. Tyler is a member of my team. Elise, Dan's wife, is a member of my team. My wife. We want to grow that to a larger organization because we think we figured out some pretty great stuff for real estate agents to build a career. So that's what I'm looking for.
Hi everybody, I'm Dan. As mentioned, I am a member of my team. I like to work with investors. I like to help them buy more properties and just necessarily help you sell. But I think most people are talking about the acquisition side of it. So I'm going to help you get through that, ask all the questions, connect you with all the resources you may be lacking. And again, the thing that I'm asking for is for you to invite more people to this stuff. Because you know, someone in your circle who you never thought once about might be your next business partner. Speaking of which, we are going to be doing a book giveaway. I don't know if any of you can use bigger pockets, but we give away bigger pockets for everyone of these events. That are going to be on the topic. So tonight's book is going to be Jamil Dami's book on wholesaling. So when you first came in, the guy up front took your name down. Now you can add it to the raffle. So we're going to do that later. The ways that you win the raffle is by number 1, showing up, number 2, by so either of those things can increase your odds of winning the raffle.
Yes, this is the book here. Wholesaling, wholesale real estate, the no cash strategy to build a scalable business. So we're going to do a breakout and we're going to put that list together and draw the winner to success.
So the breakout we're going to do is we're going to encourage you now to use our social media to tell people that you are at. You don't have to do that if you want to talk to them because that's fine too. But I would encourage you. Usually when I'm out networking, I'm like one of the only people that posts it right away, and then all of the comments and everybody else can get it because it's when they happen on my post because I was one of the first ones. There we go. It's a great way to become a hub for access, connections, and that serendipity of being the right person. So I want to encourage you to do it. I'm going to turn on some music, give you a couple minutes to chat with yourselves and your host or something. Go ahead. All right, guys, let's got it done really quickly, so let's knock it out. I'm gonna spin a wheel. Now you do have to actually feed your wins. This may take a couple pulls.
So we may have to do it a couple times. But then again, we never put anybody's last name in here. So
Emily's, no, she's not here.
but don't remove it
again.
And
Somebody has to
somebody say,
oh,
Gino!
Oh, Gino.
Denzel.
Is there Denzel here?
No.
Activate.
That's so good. Jesse.
Dude, your first time attending a new
Oh my God. I would say, like, is there any other just like past times? No, go.
The reason you're applause for Gino because he's got like a bunch of entries in here.
That's what you guys do. I know. Gino's like,
All right. Well, congratulations, Jesse.
Jets keeps getting coming up short. Can't take it.
All right, let's move forward and knock this out. Wholesale, important legal stuff, but we are not lawyers. We are not any of the things that
Tax advisors.
don't sue us.
Do your
All
due
right.
diligence.
Wholesaling is the process of finding a deal, putting it in a contract, and selling the rights to that contract to another investor.
So we have a bunch of first time people here. I want to just ask, raise your hand if you will. Who does not right now understand what the idea of wholesaling real estate means? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3-ish. Okay, good. 4. Okay, so we're gonna break it down real simple. These are great, but also I want to land.
Yeah,
I've never heard of anything before. What do I do? What are we talking about?
Yeah, the wholesaler is the guy that you talk to because I need a deal. He says, here's the deal. Here's how much you got to pay me for it. That's it.
Perfect. So I'll go give my chance. So the idea, and we're gonna get into go to the next slide real quick. So this is probably a good one to kind of start. So the idea of wholesaling is you find somebody who wants to sell their home
for whatever reason, and you're going to purchase that home from them. 98% of the time, if you're going to be successful in real estate wholesaling, you're going to be solving some problem for that seller that they can't solve for themselves. They've got a house that's full of junk, some that their grandparents passed away and willed it to them, and they're just like, what am I going to do with this out-of-state property that needs a ton of work? I don't know anybody that, has the contracts or hookups and everything that would kind of be necessary to do this. So you say, cool, this house, after it was completely renovated, you can determine, learning what the home's value is a very important part of the wholesaling game, is you say, after this was completely completely renovated, it would be worth $100,000. Simple math. Correct, yeah. And that's after $10,000 worth of renovations. So right now, that house would be, let's say, $90,000 value. There's no, you're going to be going out of money, going out of business, buying a house for $90,000, putting $10,000 into it, and selling it for $100,000. There's no money. So you end up buying this house through negotiations at $55,000 because they understand that their house needs a bunch of work and their taxes and title and agent fees and all sorts of other things that are going to come into play. So you wanted $55,000, but you know that an investor, a wholesaler, a flipper, would say, I could make money on this deal if I even bought it at $60,000. I could buy it at $60,000, put in $10,000, pay the fees, still have profit, pay my crews to do the work. So between your purchase price and what another party, flipper, would purchase it for, there's a $5,000 delta. You'd say, I will sell you this contract, not the house. You're going to sell the contract to the flipper for $60,000. What they could still make their profit on, but since you're controlling the property at $55,000, they'll buy it at $60,000. You can make a $5,000 wholesaling fee for putting the deal together. Okay, that's the simple mechanics of what wholesaling is. Now, what Dan was referring to is also accurate. If you're really, really effective at buying these for $55,000, and you know lots of investors or flippers that would buy them all day long at $60,000, you, as a wholesaler, become somebody that flippers need to know. Hey, man, give me my next deal. I'll pay you that $5,000. Let's still buy it at $60,000 because I'm trying to make my money. So you become somebody who is a provider of opportunities to other people because you're able to solve a problem and negotiate and get somebody's home under contract for that, knowing that you can turn around and sell it for that. So you're making money on the margin. Any questions about any of that? Try to be simple explanation. Good. Yours was very simple. You're the guy that has the deal. Okay, got that. All right, continue.
All right. So what you do is you actually sign an agreement with that investor, and then you assign your rights to the investor in exchange for $5,000. Right? I'm the one who I'm the wholesaler. I talk to the seller. I wrote a contract. There's a signed deal. That seller is selling me, the wholesaler, house. Right? But I don't actually want this. I don't want to do the headache of the renovation. I just want to pay now and walk home. Right? So I go to Matt. I'm like, Matt, for $5 extra grand, you just take this. And he's like, okay, I'll get $5 grand if he gets the deal. And I have no more ongoing risk. It's all on him to do it. So what the exchange then is, I have the rights. Right? I'm assigning my rights in exchange for that.
Your contractual rights to purchase the house is what you're then selling for to somebody who would like to have those rights to purchase the house.
And so it's important to know all these different yellow name tags and wholesalers are trying to get to pay money. Like quick money, fast money, I know how to get the deal. I want to get paid now because I want to pay money. Right? That's what wholesaling is. But each one of these people may have a different way of going about it. Remember, the deal that they're going to do is a dumb deal. It's already been structured for the way that they process. So he might structure it in a way that's really good for one type of buyer. He might structure it in a way that's good for another type of buyer. What if it's different to that? Maybe you're only doing discounting for that state, right? Or maybe the wholesaler you're talking to might only do creative deals or might only do cash deals. Right? So there is nuance here, but if you're running a lot of wholesale, the idea is you're going to be a one. That's how you do it.
So, wholesaling is That's my money now, and I'm forever ready. What you gotta do?
Yeah, working wild. So I would consider flipping to also be a day money. If you consider 6 months a day, right? Because if I go back to the very beginning of all this, which I'm not trying to keep this going, it's the difference between transactional and residual wealth. Transactional deal means to keep making money as I keep doing things, right? Because once I've signed a contract, that's it. I'm never going to be able to. But if I have a long-term rental or an Airbnb, every month there's money coming in. Really steady with a long term, but it's less. Airbnb, you have some offers months, and then you have some, well, some other months. All right. As far as the math, if you're new to this, I don't recommend only using ARV times 7% to figure it out, because I'm actually getting with someone who knows what they're doing and with them a little bit. But fundamentally, if you're just trying to practice the math on your own time to get confidence, then yes. Figuring out the actual fair value itself is its own difficulty, right? Knowing what the property is really worth, a good professional, really your realtor to help you assist you with that. Then you multiply that by 70%, because it's a 70% rule from what they say. But you also need to subtract out the cost of the credit. So it is a big deal. There's a lot, for a very good wholesaler who gives you accurate numbers, there's going to be a whole slew of, I'm throwing it in the wall for someone because you can buy a buy because I know that this math doesn't make sense. So put it out there.
I'm going to make no money by not trying. So let's give it a shot. Gino, let's get the mic. Hey, Adrian, you might be a mic runner for us. Take this over to Gino, my friend. Thank you very much. Good job.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Those ones that don't make sense mathematically.
Yeah.
Would people like you, and you be interested in maybe potentially get those as listed?
Always.
Of course.
we have a lead generation model that is saying, hey, you want to sell your house right now? We'll help you sell your house right now, cash offer, listed offer for your house. And that offer, so math, oftentimes is like, oh, I thought it was going to be a full market offer. No, that's not what we're doing. But if you want a full market offer, let us get you into the actual MLS. We'll list it. So we do a ton of those types of listings to get people, because some people think they want a cash offer, and then they look at cash offer like, I'm not going to open market offer. So we help them.
And yeah, so as with that wholesale, opportunities come through, and they're not a wholesale deal, but they're still valuable in some way. This person still wants to sell the property. Is that something that you guys as realtors are interested in?
100%. And here's what we would say, Gino, for people like you and anybody at the wholesaling table that is interested, is because getting your real estate license is becoming more of a necessity. We're going to hit that towards the very end of this as a wholesaler, right? You go with more than two transactions a year, something like that. You need to have this, your license. If you have your license, then I can legitimately pay you a fair referral fee, real money, for providing that as a lead to me. When you don't have your license, I am hamstrung a little bit. My broker is not going to allow me to pay anything more than a $25 Starbucks gift card for that amazing opportunity that brings. So get your real estate license, because it's a secondary source of income for all wholesalers that are finding good-ish deals, but not real deals. So yeah, for sure. All right, goes back to me. Yeah, right, I'm sorry. What is Ron Brady say? Back to you.
All right, let's go through some basic Q&As. Is it legal? No, it's totally illegal.
Stop the camera.
Yeah, it is perfectly legal for you to do assignments. It's also possible to do this other way, such as double closing. Double closing means I make my deal with the seller. I actually close the deal. It's my house. I let the seller sign the paperwork. My name's on the title. Blah blah blah. And then I sell. That's more expensive because you close twice. There's twice closing. So people prefer not to do that, but for reasons we're about to go over, some people may choose to do that. The key is to ensure that the contract you're using is really assignable, and you need to consult with the attorney to make sure the paperwork is correct. Don't assume that because the correct paperwork in this state, that it will also work in that state. It's not how it works. You want to make sure that wherever you're going, you have a trade on your side.
One of the wholesaler's toolbox tools that you need is a contract. Contract that you're very confident you have looked over because you are signing legally with somebody to sell their house, and you got to make sure that not only is it going to work, but also that it has some certain things that Dan's going to cover in just a second. So having that is a big tool for wholesaler game.
So currently, most people wholesale choose to buy a sign because that's the cheaper, faster way to do it. But there is this new law in Virginia, HB House Bill 917, and what this law does is it broadens the definition of real estate broker to basically be anybody who transacts real estate more than once in a 12-month period. Right? So essentially, they're trying to force people who are wholesalers into either getting licensed or doing something. Right? Now, one of the developers will be giving it workaround hasn't worked out the case law because this hasn't been worked out.
July 1?
That's my understanding. That's typical for Virginia laws. But
Is that what you guys understand?
yeah, that's typical for all Virginia laws, and they take it back in July. So that's what I would expect to be the case next month. So all of you people know that. I'm curious to hear how you intend on adjusting to this rule. Are you going to be doing the closings? That's okay. The first one is here. Or are you going to be doing like I said, there's a question, but don't hold it on anything because if you do one, you just have to go back.
They try to put the exception in for an adult child, parent dies, and they assign a homicide.
Right.
That's the only thing. They don't have those.
And of course, if any of you do want to figure out from getting licensed and you're curious on what that entails, we want to have you guys meet us and see if there's success.
Yeah, for sure. We are, Dan has had a great focus, Tyler as well, at serving the real estate investor community. So if you got to get your license, you might as well say, hey, how do I maximize my license? Are there other things that we've got to do to, recover that? We'd love to talk about that.
And if it's self-secondary, one of our sister companies, they've done a really good job of something that's true with that. So now I back up a step. Do I need a real estate license? Not yet. You can do double closings, but this is a big talk. Right? So you may want to start to consider the direction that the state is going.
And actually, one more workaround that comes up in LCX. Another workaround around that is that you open up an LLC, a new LLC or new business entity, you guys can find one at a time, new contract. So you guys are that, and you can also track all that LLC you open up and just basically it's like 12 by 12 months, not by calendar year. So you mark like the first month, and then you go to that. So you have like 12. Yeah, exactly.
I like that. So stuff like that sounds logical to me. The part that I want to always give as the caveat is if the government decides that you're doing this as a workaround, and then they sue you, then it needs to come down to case law. And since that hasn't happened yet, we haven't had any of that. Anything that is like you're clearly trying to avoid the intent of what you're trying to do, that's where I'm just saying, hey, talk to a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. This is the sort of thing where maybe you'll be the example. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Any real estate agents know about being made an example of in the last 12 months or so?
We're going to find the buyers. We have an entire training on being able to finding the buyers as they are easier to show up on my list and everybody wants to do it, even the ones who are going to listen. Right? We all want to deal. So here you're really going to be able to do building buyers list from that, which is not difficult. So you can go on Facebook, but you may have much more. You have to spend much more on your time vetting them because how many fake people are there anything like that?
Right? So it's easier to kind of develop for someone to see that business. Do I have to buy the property if my buyer does perform it? How do I protect myself? Well, not necessarily. A good contract should give you the right to terminate for any time, so that way we're not stuck with the house. We believe that any deal we wholesale is one we should be doing by ourselves. So try to be sure that your deals are good enough to prevent the buyer from having a reason for that. That'll kind of make sense. Like, if you're putting in a contract, it should be kind of good for yourself if you need that more. But if you think that maybe it's just not good for your personal bylaws, make sure that you have an out in your contract. Now, that's for if you're here to learn process. If you're the people who are considering buying a wholesale deal, remember, they structure the deal. So read through it and find out if you're going to have any option to get it. Okay. Also, be sure to collect a sizable non-refundable deposit, if not the entirety, upfront when you sign the assignment. I have seen people, so let's say I'm the wholesaler, I get one MD that I have to get to the seller, right? Let's say it's $5. And then I'm going to assign this to you, and I ask for a if you fail to perform, it puts back on me. And then if I default, well, I lost 5. And I got it. So I made 5. So I have seen that, and everyone would be much happier if you default, and then I would be better off. But that is another way to protect yourself to have that delta between that how do you get paid? So your fee can either be a line item on the settlement, or preferably the escrow company, turning an escrow account to the lease to that settlement. So essentially, we're just talking about getting a line item. Should we do it like we talked about before? Any idea why we would preferably be escrow? Why is that preferred? That's because in sometimes prevent last minute emotions. Like, hey, why is this guy getting 10 grand at settlement? Or 100 grand at settlement? You know, like I thought he was really like we don't want emotions to suddenly creep up. That's just to prevent the game. But there are people out there who prefer to just keep things a little bit more private. And if that's really cool, I would suggest just do it. That way, the seller has no knowledge of how much you made for a transaction done. Now, okay. How much money do I need to start wholesaling? Possibly not. Possibly not. And as a matter of fact, if you're new and you're a beginner and you just happen to know someone in your neighborhood who has a really run-down house, or they're in a really distressed situation, maybe family, divorce or something, you just know someone who's going to sell. One phone call might be the extent of your involvement, handing it off to someone, partnering with someone who knows what they're doing. For example, you call me, right? And I'm able to put a deal together. You'll get your fee, I'll get my fee, my contribution, and all you have to do is have that decided information. Sometimes this is considered the easiest part, because all you have to do is burn it. All you have to do is review something and be aware, and then know the call once you get that.
What would that look like? Susan here is a brand new person, and Susan's neighbor that she's known for a really long time down the street is a hoarder. And that lady, she knows that she's a sweet lady, but she's done. She wants to get out of here. So Susan knows this lady's got to sell this house, and the house is in distress. She calls Dan. How does this work for Susan?
Well, if Susan is a strong negotiator, who knows how much it is. Let's say the total amount of value to be discussed here is 20 grand worth of assignment. Let's just say.
Meaning that we're buying it for 400,000. We know that somebody will buy it from us for 420,000. So $20,000. We can buy it from us. Somebody else will buy it from us. Okay.
All right. So that means the 20 grand is you want that.
10,000. You want go eat. Just kidding. Sorry.
Sorry. So you want half as your bird dog fee, and I'm doing all the rest of the work. Not getting half. And then we negotiate. Maybe that's agreeable for us. Maybe she makes a second call to that. Right. So there is a sense of, even if you've got a guy, have the conversation with the next person.
But now in this case, just to be clear, because I want clarity for the brand newest people here. So in this case, has Susan already got, not maybe written on a piece of paper before she called you, she's already talked to the people that are in control of making the decision about selling this order house 6 doors down. So, and she's already got a number of 400,000, or how?
What I'm saying is, the lowest level of this is the bird dog, where you just have you smell something in the air, right? You know that there's something to be done, but you don't have any of the skills to carry it out. That's when you call the person on skill. They technically have the most working power. Bird dog, you get $5, $15, $1,500.
Yeah, so you're saying we contact like the real estate agent, and you do like the sales, and you negotiate, and do all the contract letters.
At the lowest level. Yes, I mean, like, I was here on Wednesday night. Thursday, I'm giving you a call. I've read the books, I've read YouTube videos, I've done nothing. And I happen to know that there's this thing out there that probably is going to be sold for under market. Maybe there's a deal here. Hey, is this a deal?
Yeah, there's a house in your neighborhood, you know, there's one water, and you call us, and we come out.
It's terrible.
But we want to help people. It's always about helping people, right?
Solving the problem.
People are trying to get paid for value that you bring, right? So yeah, the lowest level of this is bird dog. They're probably going to offer you very little. They will, a person who actually has all the skill actually take paperwork from them. So it becomes a negotiation.
I was going to ask, so we don't. So we do not need a license to bird dog. And we are written in the contract, should we find something?
I don't think you're in the contract, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but you saying, hey Matt, my neighbor is going to sell this house. I think you're willing to take a much lower amount than what maybe it would be if they were to do the work and the whole thing done. Can you tell me if there's a real deal here? That's bird dog. I go and say, look, maybe they're willing to take this, that. You brought it to me. Thank you for bringing it to me. I want you to bring the next one to me. But since I'm doing all of the actual work, I'd love to both educate you on what I'm doing so that you can eventually be doing my part too, because let's be partners and there'll be other opportunities to work together. But if I would give you $2,000, would that be enough for you to bring the next one of these opportunities to us? Yeah, sure, that's great. So we would come up with something, but no, the contract is written between the seller and me, so to speak. Correct.
For that fee.
Right.
Right, that way, you speak up,
Right. That's the case. Yeah, the contract would be between us, not you and the seller. Our contract would be between the seller. Famous last words.
And to prove it, I will say.
I was just saying because, as a nurse in healthcare field, that happens
All the time.
where, grandma, grandpa, when you put anybody in the will, they fight over the property and so on and so
So
forth.
you're not you're a pearl.
Oh, down there.
Oh, yeah. Third
So a referral partner means that on a regular basis, you are picking up that phone and being like, not my next one, not my next one. By the way, Dan, the check is late. Where's the check? I need my check.
Now, one other one other thing I would recommend as a referral partner is kind of the same thing to the wholesale folks, is get your real estate license. Because you could be coming across two different types of opportunities. One, the bird dog for the wholesaler, which may not require a license, but if that deal's not good enough, and you're like, but it still has to get sold, you can list it as a part-time agent, or you can have a partner like me or other agents that can say, hey, just send it my way, I'll give you 25% of the total commission for sending me that referral. So it's to your interest, if you can, to get the real estate license, go through that education, and then you'll have two different ways of monetizing that.
And the question about this idea, there's a line item, right? So you can have the wholesaler who's doing this before he's actually pulling all the contracts and the line item and just selling up. Or you can actually form a partnership and see where's that person. If you had a good relationship with someone and you're like, you know what, I think this is my ability to just form an existing relationship, it's all full of people and potentially people, but that can be really nice.
$500 starting. Another detail after that is hours of sitting with the computer and doing things, as opposed to $1,000 for 12 LLCs. We're talking about it.
And from not aware, but I think you had an LLC with one of them, which is why you person for the LLC. I think that's a thing. Don't quote me. But anyway, that's the way. All right. Two, I need to understand the renovations cost, ARD, the soft cost for a project of wholesale. No, but you should, right? If you have the pets, are you going to have a partner who knows these things? Okay, you're fine. You can do the word on partner, you slip up to you and your other guys that actually does the math. This is really amazing. But if you don't have that guy, you can't do the right things. Otherwise, you're going to be bad application. Except for readers, because we don't get much commission. It's inverse, right? That's why they said earlier, like, well, whether you're, let's take it from the perspective of wholesale. Let's say you go into wholesale, you got a deal, everyone's telling you it's coming, right? No one wants to buy. Cool. I think all the realtors to buy the sleeve that you listen. Right?
Assuming you get the seller to also kind of agree to that.
Right, but it's okay. Yeah, there's no seller wants to sell, and that's right. At that point, the market's going to go. Okay, how do I handle settlement? Well, typically we have our sellers in wholesale.
We're always like,
10 minutes over already. So typically we get our sellers and wholesale buyers close at different times. We don't usually attend settlement at all. However, you may want to utilize a traditional settlement with the seller and the wholesale buyer as your partner who will be working on the project. This is normally all the explanation that is necessary as we have already informed our seller of the likelihood of different name, partnership, what we use at the seller. This is basically saying if you're going to take that step forward to actually be the person who is doing the wholesaling, right, or really stepping that role, even as a version, if you're having a conversation with them, right, to probably plant the seed as early as possible that you have partners. It's not just you, you're not a one-man show, because then anyone else shows up, alarm bells, right? I thought you said this was you, or it's just trust. Right? So you got to make sure that you plant it early on. It's not just you, I'm partners, that's what it's should I pull title on the property? Almost always. When signing the contract with the seller, always ask about the status of any voice, taxes, mortgages, probate process, etc., etc. Basically, you don't want to have this process. Do we have any title people in the room here today? Normally, we do, but I think today no one from title is in the room. Okay. So, just find a title person. We meet at these events all the time. If you need one, and when you run title, you just call that person on the phone and say, hey, who's that person to run title? Who will tell you how much it costs to do that.
yeah, I mean, information is really important prior to like the contract. Now, granted, you could always, with the contract that you have in your toolbox, it could always be a cancelable thing. So you're like, I'll just sign the contract. Then full title will be like, sorry, I'm out.
I guess I should actually take my time. Right? Is there a way out of the deal? Or is there other people who are going to steal this from you within 24 hours? You sign a contract. If there's no way out of the deal, and you're going to use 10 grand, maybe run title first.
75 to 200 bucks. 250.
Let's bring up our speaker.
Hey.
Ooh, Alright, so first of all, if anybody wants to get in contact with Jesse owns the family here.
Jesse, it looks like there's half of you left. Look at that.
Yeah, that's from 3 years
ago.
Yeah,
I just put this one based on the overall line of that. Yeah, that's great. Alright, so we're going to do a speaker deal deep dive. He's done some wholesaling, he's got people stories. I asked him to come prepare to the story. Before we start, is there anything you want to say to just kind of introduce yourself?
I mean, most of you were here for this deal I gave at the beginning, but I've been 2.5 years working, 2.5 years in real estate. I've jumped all in. I've done a little bit of everything, and I'm still learning a whole lot of lessons. Yesterday I was more talking about wholesaling, but if you want to ask me about any of my other flipping, construction, partnering with people's babies and all that, I can tell you about things we've done right and a lot of things we've done wrong. Feel free to come up to me.
So, do you have a story in mind today? You want to just give us a synopsis of the story?
Sure. So, I have two stories. The first one's successful, and that's quick. Successful ones. Sometimes they're easier, sometimes they're harder. And I have one where I kind of wish I never did it. Except that
Those who don't have to be the most helpful.
yeah. So I'll tell you the glamorous side first. So there was a deal that I did. And to be clear, I'm still active, I'm still doing deals, but right now I'm more keeping deals for myself instead of wholesaling. So the last wholesale deal I did was about a year and a half ago. But I still know how it works, of course. And that was the deal that was glamorous. So there was a property that I had gotten a lead for through a company called Fast Home Offers. So there's a few companies out there that will market and then they'll sell leads to people. And I was paying for these leads, and this is not something that you want to do if you're not experienced. You'll burn through a whole lot of money without doing anything. I think this one lead cost me $600. So that's a lot of money. And this was probably, I've done two wholesale deals over 4 months where I was spending around $400 to $600 per lead. So I spent a lot of money, and I was still learning how to close a little bit better. So I would not jump into that first. But this one, I got kind of lucky. So for this lead, it was an elderly woman who was looking to sell her house so that she could have cash to fund her stay at a senior living facility for the remainder of the month. This house was out of date. It was in disrepair, but it needed at least $100,000 worth to get to the full market profit or full market value after repair value. So I went through my standard script. I asked her how much she wanted for the property, and she gave me a number. I believe it was $400,000. This is in Fairfax, and the property as it stood, as is, would probably sell on the market for $600,000 or so. So I knew that I had a deal, but as part of my script, I asked the second question. I asked, is that really the best that you're able to do? Is this really the lowest that you'd be willing to go? And she had dropped it down another $100,000. She went down to $300,000. But there's a big but here. I felt as though I didn't do the deal for that low, and I thought about, okay, let me help this lady as quickly as possible. I don't want any complications either. Meaning that if I did lock it down to that extra $100,000 lower, what are the odds that someone else that you know is a son or something sees it going on and thinks that there's something suspicious about it, and then tells her, no, don't sell it anymore to this guy. So I said, no worries, I think we can work with that one number. Let me run numbers real quick, get back to you, make sure that we can make it work. I ran the numbers. I was very delighted to see that there's about $100,000 or so of equity in this deal. So quickly I called her back. I sent her a DocuSign, probably in mindset, it would be better if she's going first, with the contract considering she's 80-something years old. But she took a couple of days talking to her son. He said we were good to go. She signed. I went through. So at this point, I was going through so many leads that I didn't have time to go into pictures of the property before getting it under contract. But I knew with that much equity it was probably okay. So I went in there, took pictures, met them all, and of course, built rapport, made sure that they knew that they could trust me. And then I called up a couple buyers that I knew and said, hey, take a look at this deal. Are you interested? Pretty smooth. I trusted the buyer that I ended up working with. I signed this contract, so we talked about the whole close for anonymity. I was set to make $140,000. and I decided I was going to sign. That I wanted to save the $50,000 or so, and I felt like the rapport I built was enough. I planted the seed early on that, hey, I might not be the name that you see on the contract. That apartment could be multiple LLCs. I'm not sure which one was going to use. So then they were aware of that and proposed very clean. The house was sold. We made $140,000. Very easy deal, done in 30 days. That's the fastest amount of money.
How much hours?
So that specific deal, maybe like 4 hours. That specific deal. But of course, glamorous side, I spent that 4 hours on many other deals that got me negative dollars because I paid for the deal or I paid for the lead and it went up.
Is that how much you shared, or did you have to share that?
My partners and my family, so I consider it a win.
So he got none of it. I got family too, bro.
But and for that partnership, it's really like I'm the driver of all of it. They're more on the back end of things, helping out with funding or helping out with like doing the actual accounting, making sure bills get paid, stuff that I really don't like to do. And they handle that part. So glamorous side, not so glamorous side. I tried getting into virtual wholesaling, and it's just impossible. But I did not like my first experience with it. I got to leave in Ohio. There's so much bad stuff about Ohio, I understand. But so this deal in Ohio, a very poor area of Ohio, where most of the houses are $100,000 and single-family detached homes, $100,000 or less. There's this one distressed property, and this guy talked to me and said, hey, I'm trying to get this off my hands. And I said, okay, I can make a couple $1,000s on it. Why not? I'll give it a shot. So I had him send me pictures, went through the normal process, got him under contract, and I saw that I could probably make $10,000 on it, something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was something low. I think I had him under contract for $20,000 and Airbnb something like 120. But it needed like 50 grand work, a lot of work, and maybe the flipper makes 30K off. So I put it out there, knowing that it was a deal that I wouldn't want to do because of how much work it was, but that someone else might want to do. Me not knowing the area too well, and like the types of contractors that were in that area, made it so that I was more confident in putting it out there. I didn't know what the buyer might get into. Now I kind of think a little bit differently, but there was a new investor buyer, and like you all explained before, sometimes there's a deal that doesn't work for the experienced investor, and then people push it out there. And someone who's not experienced picks it up. That's not what I was trying to do, but it was because I was inexperienced in this area that another inexperienced buyer came to me. And she bought it, closed. I ended up making like 3K because they went and inspected more and said this needs more work to be done. So I was happy I got some money out of it, but that was probably 20-ish, 30-ish hours of work. So a little bit more, but that was the end. So the end was that she called me up, a week or so later, said, "There's a title issue that I don't know what's doing. I was talking to the title company, starting to clear this up. I can't remember what the exact issue was, but it was a whole lot of headache for like a couple grand. I ended up putting another probably 20, 30 hours in, and a lot of stress. I don't like feeling that I put someone in a bad situation when I was just trying to make business happen, help people get places where they want to get. And then once we sorted through that, I got another call from her a couple months later. She said, "Can you help me at all get this sold again? Because I hired a contractor, paid them X amount of money, and they did not do what they were supposed to do." And that's the part where I'm saying, kind of got to know the area. To feel good about it, you want to make sure that the person that is investing in it sort of knows what they're doing. It's not your job, but it's what you want to do. So she had gotten screwed over, and she wanted me to sign or to find a buyer again. And I probably made like another $1,000 for. I had it like I was trying to find a buyer for 3 months, and then I finally found one, and she ended up losing money on it, and I made like $500 because she understood that and it kind of helped her get out of it. But that's like not the side of it. So I wanted to give you those two stories to say that not all deals are created equal. Do your homework and really learn from people like me, other people that have made mistakes and don't want to do.
Awesome. Feeling in.
Yes.
So, this is Ryan. So a question I had, because you said that you did this in Ohio.
Yes.
So do you have to have license everywhere at each state, or can you?
So that law is a Virginia law that is about to go into effect, but each state has their own laws. Ohio does not have that law, at least as I'm aware.
So you just have to be licensed in one place and you can.
No.
What you need to do is before you do anything in any state, figure out the laws for that state. Different states will have different expectations.
When it comes to real estate licensing, when it comes to having a license, you are a licensed by jurisdiction. So I'm a Virginia licensed agent. I can't be an agent in D.C. or Maryland or anywhere else. I think the kind of money as a real estate agent. Oh, sorry, but if I have a deal of somebody who wants to sell their house in Ohio, and I refer as a licensed agent in Virginia, and I refer that to an Ohio agent, they now are agenting and they're still paying me that referral fee. I don't get the full thing right at 25%. So having a license in one state allows you to refer business all over the country, but only actually represent others in the state of Virginia. And then to the part about being a wholesaler, you just got to look at every state. Like, do I need a license to do this or not? Virginia, this is a new thing they're rolling out this year, but other states don't have them or will come soon or whatever.
Yeah.
The trend is it keeps going more and more in the direction of pretty much license because of course they want to get their
Last question, and what is the house that you would not buy?
House that I would not buy. So it's all going to be about the profit. So the worse the house is, or the more money I have to come up with, the more profit I have. That's why the 70% rule is a percentage.
How do I underwrite this?
Underwriting is just doing the math to figure out if the deal has enough profit for you.
And this is because I'm new to all this. Is this inclusive of land as well as houses? Okay.
Yeah, it's just that I would say for the land, you're going to have fewer buyers because there's fewer people doing new construction. At least around here.
And all the data centers are building around here.
Yeah.
So it's one of them.
Exactly. I've seen business like two businesses who bought from a data center like other things. Yeah, and then or they're shooting with full practice, like we do something work.
They just want to know how to find these cat fires. Are you just like finding the video first and then find some cat fires in the area? Or do you already like have cat fires better, know that what they want and then find these?
So it's always better to have vetted buyers, meaning people that you build relationships with that you trust or whatever reason you can see that they've done deals, they can refer to you. For that Ohio deal, I just put it on Facebook because I knew no one in Ohio. So I had to actually vet them when I met them the first time. I asked them for their bank statements to see if they had the cash or some sort of pre-approval letter to make sure that they could get a loan to actually buy the property. Or I ask them questions, just get on the phone with them, see if they're legitimate. Especially now there's a lot of scammers too. You don't want to be left holding the bag if a buyer just walks out, and you don't want to be scammed, or you don't want someone trying to scam yourself.
do you care whether they're cash buyers or leasing loans?
So that's going to depend. Cash buyers can almost always offer more money, so you make more money, and they're more likely to close because they don't need an approval from anyone except their wife.
So we hear that you prefer cash buyers.
Yeah, so the $140,000 wholesale fee I made, that was with the cash buyer. Like they can generally offer 10% of the ARV more because that's how much it can cost to get a hard money on.
And for finding buyers,
Any other questions? I got one if you don't want to. That part on that. So, Jesse, when you're looking at all the things that all the skills you need to have and or you develop in order to be able to do what you do, how important is the ability to accurately assess after repair value? Where does that particular skill set rank amongst what you need to be good at to do it?
So it's definitely an essential, like 100% you need it. You can't get by without it because you could just be spinning your wheels trying to sell a deal that is no good. I don't know where I would rank it, but you
Compared to
can
say like negotiation, to marketing, to networking, where does accurate valuation fall? Is it the most important? Is it top three? Is it probably not?
would I rather have my loans work or work?
Well, I would say that if you're trying to get a deal, other investors will say he has no idea what he's doing if you can't tell the if you can't tell the market value. So you can learn. You don't have to know how to negotiate if you walk into a deal like I did, but you have to know what you have, or else I could have gotten a 20K wholesale fee and thought I could have made some money. If you didn't know that. So in order to know what you're talking about, you have to know the area.
Yeah. I'm asking you because I think that's the answer that I was imagining you would give. But also just having done a lot of research into investing, not in real estate, just into investing. The reality is the greatest investors in the world, Warren Buffett being one of them, obviously, are the ones who are very skilled at knowing what something's value is. Now, you got to narrow that down. You can't go with everything's values. I don't know what baseball card values are, compared to car values, compared to couch values, compared to house values. You got to pick something that you're going to become somewhat of a master of knowing the value. In the real estate space, it seems to be knowing the value of the end product, maybe also, of course, the cost of getting to become that end product in terms of cost of renovation costs. But if you're really good in any particular asset class, including baseball cards, of knowing what its real value is, what it could be sold for on the open market, its value is, then all you do is find stuff that's being sold for less than that, and you are an investor. So in this game, it's a little more complicated, but just the importance of understanding value.
Yeah, right. And one more point on that, and you really have to know it because pretty much anyone you work with will tell you that it's a different value to try to try to get more money out of you. So for instance, for every one seller that has an accurate picture of what their value is, so it matches what I'm thinking, there's like 99 others that tell me their house is worth $20 million. And same when you dispose the deal, meaning you find a buyer for that deal, they're not going to want, like if they think the house is worth what you think, they're going to try to tell you it's worth less, so then they can try to get you to drop your price down. So that's another reason.
Let's give Jesse a big hand. Thank you. Alright, we're looking for deal dispo right now, so if anybody has a deal that they currently got, they are trying to shop, there's a good opportunity to raise your hand, stand up, let them buy it from you. We have had deals happen in the room, even one that someone on our team actually has that they're trying to dispo. So it is a property that got flipped into the kind of wholesale, and they're going to be doing an investor open house on it on Friday from 11 to 2. So if you're interested in that one, come see me later, and I'll give you the details of the address. You can go see it, and the girl wholesaling it is Scott. So if you know Scott, she's the one that. All right.
Anybody else have a deal here they're trying to sell? I want to give a quick advertisement for your deal. All right.
Okay, cool. As a reminder, if you're doing deals, send the little story, a little synopsis of your deals to investor@Manassas.com, because this is only one chapter of many different chapters that meet not just around our area, but around the country. And we have a deal of the year award that we give out in December. So if anyone wants to file, here's one of that. All right. Finally, we have the grid wholesale guarantee. If you have a problem you need help with, I had someone that I met, 3-4 months ago, texted me yesterday while I was grabbing some takeout, and she was like, Dan, it's how I'm helping someone do a house hack, and they know that you need to have a lease agreement with tenants, but it's a different type of lease agreement, it's around my room, and I'm not sure how to do this, but help! And I was like, okay. And I reached into my folders, sent her 3 different documents that she was going to need, answered a couple questions. I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to assist. If there's an opportunity to do business and an actual deal together, I'm all for that. But reach out to us, right? If you've got something and you just need a question, that's great. But I really need the deal together. That's what I really want you to take action, not just be a wallflower. I want to see you actually make some money. So happy to do it. Asterisk must be nice to deal with. Next steps, we have a Facebook group, come to other group events, blah, 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 give us a nice review. That's it.